Here's my best dating advice for you. Instead of going into dates of, are they going to choose me? We're so much in this, are they going to choose me mentality? Are they going to like me? What are they going to think of me? That we haven't once stopped to think, well, wait a minute, what is it that I want and need? What do I...
This is what I say to you guys all the time. Like, for so many years, that's the mentality I was in. Like, I'm going on dates. Dang, I hope this person likes me. I gotta prove myself. Let me show this person I'm the one. And it never crossed my mind to think like, man, I'm doing this the opposite way. I should be seeing if this woman is for me. I should be seeing if I like this person. But again, when you just want to get picked, you go there just trying to prove yourself. But again, that goes down to one of the basic human fears, the fear that we won't be loved and the fear that we will be alone. Most of us have that fear. So naturally, we're just going on to dates, hoping this person chooses us, hoping this person likes us. And we're really neglecting ourselves and putting ourselves last. But I digress. Let's get back into the video.
Desire in a relationship? What is it that I'm looking for in these dates? What is it that I am taking stock of and assessing? Because if you're always waiting for someone to choose you, that means you'll take anybody that comes. And this isn't about that. Then we wonder why relationships don't work. And months later, you start to wonder why you're even with this person. Because it's not about, do they choose me? Do you both choose each other? Are you both compatible? And more importantly than anything else, do you fucking choose them? So after it,
I think that's the biggest thing, a lot of times, and it still happens to me, I'll get fascinated with how a woman looks and I'll neglect the fact of thinking about, man, how do I feel in this situation? Do I like this person? Do I want to be around them? Or do I just like how they look? How do you feel about this person? Or do you just like them because they picked you? Do you choose them too? So I think a lot of times we go into these dates with the wrong mindset. You got to be coming from the frame like, what can this person do for me? You know what I'm saying? What are my expectations? What are my non-negotiables? Or am I just ignoring all of that because I just want somebody because she got something fat back there and she looks super good?
Date, are you stopping to say, well, how did I feel when I was with them? Did I enjoy the conversation? Did I like being around them? When they touched my arm, did I flinch and move out of the way? Was my nervous system super dysregulated, or was I really calm around this person? Did I feel like they were listening to me, or were they looking around or changing the subject and making everything about them? We're so used to seeing what works for other people because growing up, if you were always hyper vigilant about your parents or focused on what they were doing, you weren't thinking about your own needs because out of survival, you couldn't. But here's the fun reality. Dating isn't your mother or father. You're not dating your caregiver, so you're not getting abandoned in your adult age. Instead, what's happening is you are two adults choosing to create a life together. So since it takes two people to make that choice, let's start having you make that choice and starting to see how people show up for you, not just if they're choosing you. Because sorry, no one's going to come save you. That's your job.
The biggest thing that I take from what she said in the video is that we got to go into dating in the mindset of, what can this person do for me, instead of I hope this person chooses me? Because for so many years, that's the mindset I naturally had. I felt like I had to prove myself. I felt like I had to show her I'm the one. And a lot of times when you go with that type of mindset, it's coming from a place of lack. It's coming from a place of insecurity. You're overcompensating and you're really showing up as weak. This is why self-love is so important. You got to have self-love. You got to work on those insecurities, because the worst thing to do is to get with somebody when you're not whole yourself. Eventually, those insecurities are going to come out if you haven't put in the work to become a better version of yourself. Because for so many years, I was expecting the woman to validate how I feel, but nobody can do that but you. And here's the good thing. The good thing is when you learn to validate yourself, when you learn to love yourself, when you become well-rounded and you become, self-sufficient in your life, and you're working on every area and just not relying on one area to make up your whole life. You're not just relying on money to make up everything and then you leading with your wallet. Lead with authenticity. See, when you lead with authenticity, you don't got to try to go on a date to prove yourself. So for me, when I go on dates now, yes, I'm enjoying myself in the moment, but I'm paying attention to how do I feel with this person? Is this person listening to me? You know what I'm saying? What are their philosophies and ideologies? Does this person like me? Are they into me? Are they asking me questions? So you want to pay attention to how the person is showing up, Because a lot of times, again, we're doing the opposite. We have the wrong mindset. We're going into the date like, oh man, this girl looks super good. Or if you're a woman, the woman is like, oh man, this man looks super good. And now you're living out this fantasy in your head instead of paying attention to reality. See, once you understand that you can't change somebody, then you will go on to dates with the mindset of, okay, I know what my needs are. And again, you won't know your needs if you don't spend that time alone. Solitary is important. It's important to spend time alone, spend time with yourself, because you never want to operate from the fear of being alone or the fear of never being loved, because it's not about that. You want to get with somebody that wants to go the same direction that you're going. You want to be with somebody that's compatible with you. You want to be with somebody that you enjoy being around. You want to be with somebody that's a good communicator. But to do that, you have to be those things yourself. So if you haven't worked on yourself and you're insecure, for me, I kept attracting people to me that weren't compatible with me. Because people that I want are not going to want me. And that's the thing. That's why I preach so much of working on yourself, having a bigger purpose. Because a lot of times, yeah, we say we want these different type of women, we want these certain type of women, but we're not the mirror image match of what that woman will want. If you want a feminine woman, but you're not even masculine and you overcompensating and you don't feel good about yourself, you ain't got no job, how do you expect to get a feminine woman? You know what I'm saying? How do you expect to get a feminine woman if you're just basing it off what she got fat back there? Oh, I want her because she got something fat back there. Or she the best, most beautiful, sexy woman I ever seen in my life. If you're basing a relationship or dating somebody seriously off of that, how do you expect to have something that's self-sustaining? How do you expect to have a healthy relationship when you're basing it off looks? How do you expect to have a healthy relationship when you're basing it off of fantasy in your head? How do you expect to have a successful relationship when you're basing it off of insecurities and overcompensation? See, a lot of us, man, we just be so happy to get out with the woman or to get on a date with the woman we find attractive that we feel like that's it. We feel like we won already. But that's not it, because again, you don't even know if this woman is the right fit for you. So it's wrong to have that type of mentality. Looks should get you in the door, but it shouldn't keep somebody in the door. You got to pay attention to the signs, because when you coming from a scarce place of, oh, I never been with a girl that looks this good. When you're coming from that place, for one, the woman's going to be able to pick it up. But for two, you're going to self-sabotage it because you can't believe it. So your wish is going to come true. The universe going to give you what you've been asking for, in a sense, subconsciously. So if you think subconsciously deep down inside that, oh, I don't deserve this woman, or she's super good, it's the best looking woman I've ever been with, when you're coming from that place, you're going to do something to mess it up. You're going to self-sabotage because you ain't ready for all of that yet. And that's the thing. That woman could literally be the worst human being on the earth, but you wouldn't know it because you're so fascinated with how she looks. And again, that's coming from that mentality. Man, I had that mentality for so many years. No one ever told me that, hey, Josh, when you go into dates, don't go on there trying to prove that you're the one. Actually go into the date, seeing if this woman is the right fit for you. But again, I understand it. A lot of us dudes, we don't even know what to look for. This is when you got to spend time with yourself to figure out who you are so you can know the right woman for you. And two, this is something you may need to write down. You need to write down the things that you would like in a woman. So if you want a quality woman, maybe that's a woman who's a good listener, a good nurturer, maybe a woman that cooks, a woman that she pays attention to details, so she buys you the small things. A woman who is not, she's not argumentative. She talks things out. So you need to know what you're looking for, so that way when you're on a date and you continue to date that woman, you know the things to watch out for. You know the difference between a green flag and a red flag. But again, if you just get blinded by the looks, like, oh man, she a dime, she a 10, she a 10. If you get blinded by that, you're going to lose. Because women are very intuitive and they pick up on those things. So the whole point I want to give to y'all is, instead of going on to these dates with the mindset of, oh, I got to prove myself, I got to take her to a fancy restaurant, I got to do all these things for her to get her, come from the mindset of authenticity. Come from the mindset of, let me see if she's good for me. Let me see if she asks me questions, or is she all about herself? You know what I'm saying? Like, is she on her phone a lot when she with me, or is she not? Is she attentive, or is she not? Those are the things that you need to be looking for. And guys, that's my video for today, man. Make sure y'all go link to my Patreon for exclusive content. That link is in the description. And also, too, guys, make sure you contain a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.